Hey, what's up, you guys? WWE fan 0599 here again, and today we're going to review X-Men Days of Future Past. So, X-Men Days of Future Past stars Hugh Jackman, Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, and Jennifer Lawrence, and it's about, that in the future, Sentinels have taken over, and basically it's garbage now. Everything is destroyed. Most of the mutants are dead. Most of humanity is dead, and now they need to send Wolverine's conscious back in time to 1973 to, convince young Professor X that this needs to stop and they need to all come together. So what did I think of X-Men Days of Future Past? I love this movie. This movie was a great movie. I did really enjoy X-Men Days of Future Past, and may I say, the best X-Men movie we have had so far. So let's get into the positives. The positives are, of course, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Hugh Jackman, the best Wolverine ever. I mean, there's nothing much you can say because he's just great in all the X-Men films, and he's just awesome in this movie. I love that it's not like, as much as I love crazy, angry Wolverine, I like that he was calm and he was at times, trying to stop, the bickering and the arguing between people. It was good to see that, and I did really like that from this movie. James McAvoy as young Professor X, he's great. I did really think he was great in this movie, better than his performance in X-Men First Class. He just was great as just this person that's lost all hope of everything, and it's great seeing that, and he gave a great performance in the movie. Michael Fassbender as young Magneto, he is just great as young Magneto, fantastic in this movie, and and just him, he was just great. I did really enjoy Michael Fassbender in this movie. Also, Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique really did surprise me because, in First Class she was good, but really all she did in that movie was complain about her looks. But in this movie, you really do see when she becomes the bad guy and she really starts kicking everybody's butt, and it's great seeing that. And she did really great in this movie. And, so yeah, most of the acting in this movie, actually, I should say all of the acting in this movie is great. They really do give a great job in this movie. Another positive, the way they were using the time travel was also great. They didn't leave us confused or anything of like, where are we and everything. I felt like they used it well. They didn't leave us confused at all. They used the time traveling part really good. Another positive I will give this movie is Quicksilver. Holy! Quicksilver was awesome in this movie. To me, he was the best character in this movie. He was just awesome. I'm not going to spoil the scene, but it was just awesome. The pacing of this movie, the pacing of this movie is great. Like, it doesn't slow down for a second. It really doesn't. You don't feel bored throughout the movie. Great pacing from this movie. And, you got this ensemble cast with all these people, from the old X-Men movies and from First Class. And that's going to feel, bombarded and really clustered, right? No, they use every single character well. It's great. And I love the fact that it's not clustered and everybody gets the amount of time they need in this movie. I'm glad that did happen. So yeah. Another positive I will give is that there were 3 villains in this movie. There was young Magneto, Michael Fassbender. There was Drax, Peter Dinklage, and there was the Sentinels. Another movie that came out this year that had 3 villains was The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and that felt clustered in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but in this movie, it was used perfectly. It didn't feel clustered at all. and it was just great. And I love that. The main villain is Trax, in my opinion. That's who's the main villain of this movie. But the Sentinels and young Magneto are still villains in this movie as well, and it doesn't feel clustered at all. And that's great. I'm grateful for that. So overall, I can't really think of a negative with this movie. There really isn't a negative, and so yeah, I can't really think of negatives for this movie. This movie was great. Although I didn't like it more than Captain America the Winter Soldier or Guardians of the Galaxy, I still thought it was a great movie. Definitely way better than The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but this was still a great movie. I still loved X-Men Days of Future Past. Great movie, by far the best X-Men movie we have had so far. So it's time for my official grade on X-Men Days of Future Past, and my official grade on X-Men Days of Future Past is an A+. This movie definitely deserves an A+. It's a great movie. I really love this movie, one of the best movies I've seen all year. So yeah, it definitely deserves an A+. So what did you guys think of X-Men Days of Future Past? Leave it in the comment section below. And I'm WWE Fan 0599, and we will see you all later. Peace.